Okay. Let's move this out the way.
Okay.
Yes, very slowly.
Whoa. What is that?
This is a Sterling engine.
Is that from the future?
It is from the past.
No.
Far past.
From the past.
Yes, we will get to you later. Later, I say later.
That's nonsense. Alright.
And this is 2 cents of nonsense, where everything is nonsense. Because everything is nonsense. And then we just talk about some nonsense and give our 2 cents on the nonsense.
Yeah.
Some nonsense. I wonder how many times I said nonsense in that. Counting that one. Let's say 8.
I guess 7.
Feels like 8 though.
Yeah, I'm trying to get closest but not over.
Alright.
Or should I pick 9?
I don't know.
Is that how the game goes? Pick 9?
This ain't The Price is Right, bro.
That's what it is. The price is right, yeah. Pick 9.
Price is wrong,
Dang.
bub. The price is wrong. Dude. 10th episode.
10th episode.
10th. 10.
Count them.
All my digits. They're there.
8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
Yes. Well, 20 digits. I know. We'll get there one day. Maybe. This might be used for later. A little timer. 1 minute.
What? That's...
Timing 1 minute now.
I'm getting
I'm gonna
anxious
put that-
already.
See that 1 minute now. So we have a lot of cool things to talk about. A lot of very cool things.
All the cool things to talk about.
Yes.
But first, battle to the death.
Battle to the death. I lost rock, paper, scissors, so that means I gotta pick out of the jar of wonder here. I even added a pen, a stir pen.
Stir pen.
Stir pen.
Nice.
Boom. Let's see what happens. GMOs and communism.
You know about that, right?
I have no idea.
Why we have supermarkets full of wondrous, genetically modified, beautiful food everywhere, and how that relates to communism. Score.
Something to do with the Russians, you said. This is what you told me.
Yeah, man. Look it up.
I'll look it up.
So, essentially, the way it works is that kind of around the time of like Reagan or whatever, like there was big scary communism, right? And we had to be better than communism and flex on communism. So what does the American federal government do to flex on communism? Well, they divert taxpayers' money to fill supermarkets up with less healthy food and crank up production. To the point where we still have today a surplus in corn syrup. Corn syrup is the cheapest thing to buy. And everybody's always like, well, you're gonna have to make your ethanol out of something if you want to power your own stuff, and it's not like you're gonna have giant cornfields. No. But ethanol can be made from corn syrup, and corn syrup is cheaper than dirt.
Well, you know now, Russia apparently has a full ban on GMOs.
What?
Yes. So they're like, alright,
Y'all with your fancy supermarkets full of fucking
we
garbage.
can't compete. We won't compete.
We won't compete. Hey, they're losing the spaceship business too, man. Now we got the the blue sky or whatever it's called, and SpaceX and all that. The Russians aren't going to be giving us our space taxi service anymore. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't like that.
No, they don't like anything.
They're fucking commies.
Yeah.
Commies don't like anything.
They're anarchist socialists.
See, I think that there's still a libertarian stance that could be in that area.
And communism?
No, anarchist socialism. I can see anarchist socialists just, being in a certain area of libertarian.
In the right order, yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like, as long as everybody's not being forced anything,
See,
then technically
that's
it's volunteerism.
Socialist anarchist.
Yeah, I think volunteerism is like their golden bullet, man.
Anarchist socialist. Because if you're anarchist and a socialist at the same time, because you have to have a state to have socialism.
No, you don't. You just have to have a. So government's a weird thing. Is that where's the line drawn? Is a tribal leader a government official? I would say yes.
Isn't that would make it a state?
No, just a tribe. Just a little
Well,
tribe.
what's the difference? Terminology?
I think the scale of government and how free the people are. Because as it scales over more and more and more people, and there's fewer and fewer people in charge of more and more people.
So
I think it would be local volunteerism would be the golden bullet for that, right?
well, I mean, local volunteerism is always the bullet, but
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of good. They got the right idea. Their heart's in the right place.
I mean, you totally lost me, man.
I don't know.
You totally
Volunteerism.
lost me back at whatever you said.
All right, so back to you didn't even find it. You said that the Russians don't like GMOs anymore.
Yeah, that's about all there is now. That's about all you can pull up.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No, look up NPR. There's Google NPR, Russia, and GMOs.
Can you believe this? NPR, Russia.
Bro, that's not how you spell Russia, and you're in all caps rage right now.
Yes.
Let's calm it down, bro. let's scale it back a little bit. Breathe.
Russia GMOs?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Took a breath on the yes.
It came out last year. Alright, I give up. But look it up.
GMO is too much of a hot topic.
I know, dude. Take GMO out of there.
NPR,
And
Russia.
then NPR, Russia, supermarkets.
Then how are you gonna get it?
Supermarkets, bro. And put communism in there. Just put supermarkets, communism in there. I give up, bro. Even somebody else find it. It's a thing, though. We use government taxpayer dollars to, control the means of producing food to be more centralized so that we could be really efficient in filling supermarkets up with garbage food that doesn't have half the nutrition as the original food. And very white chickens. Don't forget the white chickens.
Totally true. I mean, that's completely
the thing that happened.
That's completely true.
We beat the commies by acting like commies. That's nonsense.
All right. Well, I lost a little combat war we had.
Yeah. So you were going first,
And
bro.
then we had to talk about Russian GMOs and how the supermarkets first come about to fight.
They didn't first come about, but like the
Communism.
super giant supermarkets did, yeah. To beat commies.
Giant supermarkets.
Super giant supermarkets. Like the huge chain.
Now, what do you think? Is that nonsense? Or is that fiction or non-fiction?
I heard it on NPR like a few months ago, or like a year ago.
It was on
something
NPR
like
a while ago.
I listened to it like 3 times. I thought it was cool. It was like over an hour long.
Yeah, what do you think? Comment down below. Like I said before, this is our 10th episode.
10.
10. We have done this 10 times. 10 times.
Yay.
That is nothing. But that is an accomplishment.
It's fun. Let's keep doing it.
Yes. We have loads and loads of fun. There's something very dear to my heart that it's difficult to speak about.
Oh, we're going there.
We're going there.
We're going there today? It's 10th episode. We're going there.
10th episode. Letting it all out.
Alright. Well, I got something to say too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead though. What are we talking about here?
Well,
You got a thing that you love, right? It's near to you.
freedom.
Right. Everybody loves freedom.
Freedom. But, so in 2015, I started this little business.
Yes.
Right? In a small little town. And within that small little town, I was still young. I was still really young. Didn't really know anybody. Got to talking to a few people to get my business up and going. Got it up and going. And then, just a little bit after that, after I got my business going, well, I gotta say, a year down the road. Yeah, year down the road. I got a knock on my door.
You did?
Yeah. Saying I couldn't do that business no more.
Who came and told you that?
It was the local chief of police.
So it
and
was
the head detective.
you're telling me it was a law enforcement officer?
It was a law enforcement officer. They came and knocked on my door and asked for me.
Why'd he do that?
They made new laws.
Who did?
The government made new laws, and it was a government organization that called our local town department and had them come to my door to
So you a small
issue
business?
me a warning.
You a small business owner
As a small business owner,
got shut down?
I was shut down as a small business owner.
What were you doing? That they would come and shut you down as a small business owner?
I was doing real estate photography. Yeah,
Real estate
Yeah.
photography.
yeah. I was
And somebody that was armed came to your door?
2 people.
2 people that were armed came to your door.
Yeah, yeah. They were
And
pretty
told you you
cordial.
could no longer do business.
They regretted to inform me
Well, it
that I
sounds like
could
they're
no
all
longer
right
do
dudes.
business. They actually did seem like all right dudes, but they had to take orders or lose their job.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
a
was
thing.
losing my job.
That's a shitty spot.
Yes.
Like for either of you, it's like going to one of those blind dates and like both of y'all are really disappointed.
Yeah.
It's like you have nothing in
Yeah.
common.
And the funniest thing, they were also upset about the information that I proceeded to tell them about the new law.
Yeah.
Because they're landowners, they're property owners.
Yeah.
And any property owner should be upset about the,
So get down to brass tacks, John. Let's stop dancing around the. Let's stop tiptoeing around the tulips, huh?
I like tulips.
So what's going on? Tell me what was this conversation you guys had? Like what was the gist of the thing?
Well, to be completely honest, I already knew they were coming.
Did they give you a letter beforehand letting you know that they were going to show up?
No, I actually had a federal employee call me
Huh.
on the phone and harass me, actually, and threaten me with a few things.
Federal employee.
A federal employee.
Did you know him by name? Was it the same guy? Because you said employee like it was one dude.
It was.
Was it one call?
One dude and one call.
Oh, just one call? It wasn't like harassing.
Well, because I saved his number, it was one call.
Yeah.
That I actually got to speak with him. Anyways.
Did you catch the guy's name?
I can't remember.
You always write down their name. You always write down their name.
Dude, I was so mad at this guy. I was so mad. Calling me up.
Alright. Tell me what happened, man.
So, the company I was doing photography and stuff, I was doing drone photography. You know?
Yeah.
And I grew up flying little airplanes on strings and RCs, and my grandpa flew RCs, my father flies RCs. Everybody knew flew RCs.
Yeah, man, y'all are always playing with the aerospace stuff. Like, all of y'all have worked with aerospace companies.
Yeah, I mean, it's like blood.
Yeah, it's you guys like planes. You know, North Carolina and planes, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing to take away from Ohio or anything like that.
Yeah, of course not. And everybody knows that, though. It's already, yeah, you can't hate on Ohio now.
Yeah, no. You can't get that kind of wind. You can't get that kind of
All right, calm down. There's tornadoes up there sometimes.
That would have been great. The Twister would have been about them.
Yes.
They would have been Dorothy. But, so the FAA is the one who called me.
The FAA called you.
Because I was flying drones commercially. And this is after
The Federal Airline Association?
Federal Aviation Association.
You sure it's aviation? Let me pull it up, man.
Yeah, I'm 100% positive.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, but the FAA, the little organization that was started not too long back, grandparents' time period it was started. They called me up and said that I cannot fly in commercial airspace.
You can't fly drones. Yeah, Federal Aviation Administration.
Administration. Yeah. See, that's the one that I was confused about. Administration or association. But, yeah, so the FAA called me up and said, you cannot fly drones. You cannot do it. And I said, you're a liar.
So watch me.
I can fly drones on private property. I can fly drones over private property. There is nothing you can do to stop me. And he says, no. Because as of September 1st, 2016, all airspace is owned.
September 1st, 2016.
Well, actually, it was June.
June 1st.
And June 1st, 2016, or sometime in June, it might have been like June 15th or something like that.
But it probably took effect the next month on the 1st. Let's say
They started enforcing a license to fly on private property on September 1st, 2016. And what they said is all airspace as of that time is considered commercial airspace.
All airspace.
All of airspace.
So the air I breathe is commercial airspace.
Outside of a dwelling. Outside of a shelter, yes.
So you're telling me somebody flies
blades of grass.
So you're saying that the government flying a drone outside my window would be authorized?
Well, they're not invading your privacy. To their standards.
To their standards.
They're still legally on their property, within their property, within the property that they control. It is seen just as an
all the way to the
easement.
ground.
All the way to the ground. In my case, before this, it was 300 feet where air traffic was, where there was constant traffic or assumed traffic, rather.
Mm-hmm.
That was where the easement started after the FAA began.
I see.
So after the FAA began, there was that easement of 300 feet. And the funny thing is, I knew that because I was trained by the FAA in 2010.
Ah, yes. I do remember that.
So in 2010, I was trained by the FAA on airspace law, so I could work on commercial aircraft. And then in 2015, I have the FAA call me up and tell me everything I know is wrong. Everything we taught you is wrong.
Not only that, wait. Not only that, but your dope business.
Yeah.
Your dope business where you made dope video and photography from, like, you know, beautiful aerial shots. I've seen them. Like, you've got a lot of really beautiful aerial shots.
Yeah.
You're telling
a lot
me,
of great companies.
so you're telling me
great people.
The government came down and said, if you don't get a license and pay us money to do this, then you are no longer legally operating. When you were already operating before, never hurting anybody, it wasn't a deal or anything like that.
Working only on private property.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, flying under 200 feet.
Well, I can totally understand why you definitely kind of changed your direction with that business.
Yeah, so I'm still in business.
Yeah.
Still do a lot of great things. But the main reason, you can go get a Part 107 or Part 105, I think it is, from the FAA. And you have to go take a FAA course. And in the FAA course, what they teach you is that you do not have airspace rights.
Oh my gosh. So the kid out there going to fly a kite, as long as he's doing it recreationally, it's fine.
Yes.
But as soon as he tries to make $1 off it, the government's going to go down to little Timmy and say, little Timmy, I'm going to kick over your lemonade stand if you don't come up with the ducats.
But it has more to do with the airspace rights than it does drones.
Yeah, because this is my corner, little Timmy. You can't put up a lemonade stand on my corner.
You know what happened before this?
Oh my gosh. What's that?
Skyscrapers. Whenever a constructor built a skyscraper, they would have to pay the FAA to go over 300 feet, to go into air traffic. They had to get that airspace.
You know what that sounds like, John?
It's a Lorax.
Yes, sounds like that. It also sounds like, that sounds like organized crime performing extortion. That's what that sounds like.
Well, now, if the easement used to be at the standard of 300 feet, but now it's at 0 feet, who's going to have to pay to build on any property?
What about me walking around in it, though, man?
You think you might have to pay a tax just to be?
Just because of the airspace.
Just because of the airspace.
Just because of the airspace.
I got some fresh O'Hare air for you.
I got a bottle of O'Hare air right here.
Yeah. And I tell you, it lost a lot of clients for me. Not being able to do the aerial photography.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't have done that, man.
And I mean, the reason I got caught is because of competition.
No, the thing is, you definitely could have went out and done that. You could have got that license, but you decided to continue, following the law a different way.
Yeah. I will not stand for tyranny. Even if it makes me money, won't do it. Won't do it. That's just messed up.
Not about that life.
Basically because I see that it's the drone community that press them to put it in the new laws so they can, so the larger companies who already had money could solidify their spots first against a new crowd that had it easily accessible to them. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who are already doing aerial photography.
Yeah, but it made a big difference on a lot of people, huh?
It makes a big difference on everybody.
Yeah.
I also went to real estate class.
Oh yeah, I do know.
Yeah. And in real estate class, there's 5 things that you own when you buy real estate. And one of the rights is everything below you.
It's all the way down to hell.
So you buy a property, you got everything down to hell.
All right.
Another of the rights is you have everything up to heaven.
Really?
Yes. And real estate agents will still tell you that, even though they're licensed to tell you what is an easement on your property. So your driveway is seen as, well, like where your sewer runs through the ditch in your yard, that is an easement. Where your mailbox is, that is an easement. Where light poles are, if you have a light pole in your house, in your yard, in your property, that is an easement. Because it's owned by the government. You're just able to use that.
I'm sharing it with whoever is on it, Duke Power or whoever,
Yeah.
The mailbox, or the mail company, or so on and so forth. So now you're telling me that when they say you own everything up to the heavens, they're really saying that you're borrowing it from the government and sharing it with someone else.
Yes. And they have the right to it.
And they have the right, and you don't own that right all the way up to the heaven. Really, it's a lie.
They have just as much right to it as you do.
That's troubling.
It's very troubling. Very, very troubling. So, since we did our last video, E9, if you haven't checked that out, check that out.
E9.
Virginia said no to the assault ban.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I did see that.
They said nay, nay.
No, 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 no.
And
we're not allowed to do that because the people, they all have guns. And
what I've heard is that they were afraid of civil war.
Of course they should be. I just don't know why the state with the federal government parked in the middle of it would be so dumb as to act like that. They thought they could just inject California right there into the...
We're talking about the same dude that went
DC.
blackface.
That guy is a fucking idiot. Oh my god, that guy's a fucking...
And his date or whatever was addressing the KKK, so...
I never saw that. That's...
No, that's what he's standing next to.
They probably thought that was a hilarious costume party. Dude, just imagine seeing that. That's just straight cringe right there at a costume party, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cringe. They're like, bro, why are you even here? Somebody tell him to leave.
I think I'm just gonna go. I'm feeling kind of tired, guys.
Yeah, guys, just swamped after today.
Yeah. Name That President is where we give you 3 clues about a president. Right?
3 clues.
3 clues? Sound about right? We give you 3 clues about a president, and you have to guess who the president is. I mean, you don't have to guess.
You have to.
He says you got to.
I'm not playing. I will enforce.
You see my boy's got a baseball bat over here.
You go ahead and you
You
pick
don't
the
want
president.
that against your knees or anything like
Pick
that.
the president,
No,
you see
it's
that,
just-
you know? You guess it. Yeah, you got
Just
it.
I hate to see something bad that happen to good people, you know?
Good people, they're always good people.
Always good people.
Always good
always
people. Just
good
misguided.
people.
They just don't get it. They just don't get it.
misguided. This is where we give you 3 clues about a president. And you have to guess which one it is. And it will be revealed in the next episode. Now, the question is, did we do a Name That President in the last episode?
Yeah, we did.
And who was that president that you
I don't know, bro.
had?
No idea.
No idea.
Blanking.
Well, that seems to be an issue, doesn't it?
What are the facts of it? What
Well,
are the 3 clues? One of them, you shot in the chest.
shot in the chest.
Shot in the chest.
Was it?
Another one was he was fighting communism by making supermarkets.
No. Nay.
It was Reagan.
The last president was Reagan
Yes.
that you had.
And he was fighting commies by making supermarkets and saying, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And he also said, Ich bin Berliner.
You said he had a hot wife.
And Nancy Reagan.
No, she was smoking.
Smoking, bro. Nancy.
She was smoking.
And Nancy. You know, that girl.
Well,
I mean, Nancy's daughter.
but now, with
You know, she got
the last one was Reagan.
Alright.
And if you missed that, go check it out. Don't bother commenting down below. No, just kidding. Go ahead and comment down below. This president, he graduated from Harvard.
This president graduated from Harvard.
Yes.
Okay. Harvard.
He also died on the same day that Thomas Jefferson died.
That's impossible.
What?
It's impossible unless they were like both alive during the same time.
Yeah.
They both died the same day?
They both died on the same day.
Where at?
Where they died.
Where'd they die? I need to know. Did they die together, like homies? Or did they die separately, like they got picked off? Because that's like the only way. Somebody got picked off.
And this president
Redcoats, wasn't it?
was not an abolitionist.
Not an abolitionist?
But he also did not own slaves.
Was that a personal choice?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. These are just the clues, man. These are just the clues.
Alright.
So he's not an
I tried
abolitionist,
to get the most
but he doesn't own slaves.
slaves.
He died on the same day that Thomas Jefferson died.
He was alive when Thomas Jefferson was alive then.
I don't know about every single day he was alive. They weren't born the same day. He graduated from Harvard.
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 So he's a very learned man with classical academia oozing from his pores.
Yes, he is very learned.
How classy.
Yes. So if you think you know who this president is, comment down
Did
below.
he wear chalked wigs?
Why wouldn't you?
It looks pretty fucking stupid. What's the point of that? Why would you even wig, bro?
Because you're bald.
Look at my dope hair. I don't wig.
You should. So, that is name
that president.
that Presidente.
El Presidente.
Yes. Go ahead. Hit that subscribe button so you can get all our newest videos. Oh, we don't put out a lot. We're busy people.
Did you notice that the Democrats just stopped the Democratic National Convention, the DNC
That's it?
has just stopped representing their people altogether.
How so?
It's the popular vote does not equal the candidate anymore at all. They don't even try to manipulate the popular vote because it's so obvious that they just tell them they can't have what they want.
What do you mean, like Bernie is popular vote and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, Bloomberg.
They're just pushing anybody else at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a trash fire, man.
That's the way democracy works.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's technically how a republic would work if it was a pure republic, like the Greek philosophers dreamt of. That we are too dumb to represent ourselves.
That's a monarch.
No, that would be a republic.
No, that's a monarchy.
I'm telling you,
If we're too dumb to represent ourselves, then we're too dumb to vote. So we can't vote in
the
representatives.
The classical Greek, philosophical republic, it essentially states that you are too dumb and must be represented by someone smarter than you, and that's why you vote to get the smarter person in.
Well, that's fine. I'm not Greek.
Yes, me neither. But see, that's why we have a, classically democratic republic. Because
constitutionally.
Democratic republic.
Democratic.
No, we don't have anything constitutional anymore.
No, not anymore.
No, the
every single one of our Bill of Rights has been broken.
And stolen from us by the Supreme Court judges who rule against freedom and American patriotism. And, change the true meaning of the Constitution. Because the Constitution has context, man. The context is the Declaration of Independence. It has the intent. It's context.
Intent.
It's context, although the Declaration of Independence is not a legal document. It is the most important document in American history because it provides context for every other portion in law. It says this is
in America, yeah.
the Constitution, the most powerful document, the most legal document, and whatever, blah blah blah, and all that. I don't worship the Constitution, but I tell you, it's better than any crap any lawyers pumped out since.
Yeah.
So, that's about all I got to say about that.
Because anything the lawyers pumped out since is kind of an infringement.
They just keep trying.
Now, here's a fun thing. How many amendments grant authority to Congress?
Isn't there like war ones? Yeah, there's an amendment that's not an amendment. That's actually one of the original ones, isn't it?
That's in the Constitution. Is that they
have
but that's
authority
not an
to
amendment
for war. None. Well, let me guess. It's 1 and it numerologically equals 7.
It's actually 2.
Okay.
And technically, the same guy brought them both about.
Not him.
The name that shall not be spoken.
It was Lincoln.
Yes.
Lincoln again.
the 13th Amendment,
Always showing up. Lincoln.
and the 16th Amendment.
What did the 13th Amendment do?
The 13th Amendment, well, it says people can't own slaves.
I dig it.
I do too. That's the great part about it. That does not give Congress any authority at that point.
But at the same time, though, I don't know how that's possible because I'm pretty sure the banks have people in debt slavery every day, indentured for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean?
The second part to the 13th
Joke.
Amendment. I know. The second part of the 13th Amendment is that Congress can enslave people who are in prison.
That's gonna get twisted one day. There's some asshole out there that's gonna twist that real bad.
Yeah, well, as bad as they're twisting the Second Amendment, I mean, they're going to be twisting all the amendments.
Yeah.
Which nowadays, I personally think 13th Amendment could do away with, because we now see that the Constitution sees all people created equal.
Okay, I can see as to completely comply with the Constitution and all people actually being created equal, then we could go ahead and still defend everyone's rights equally.
Yes, yeah. Like the women's rights to vote, we can get rid of that.
Because we would respect their right to vote equally anyway.
Yeah.
It's already constitutional.
Yeah, because it's equal. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But the only other amendment that gives Congress power, and this is the only amendment that actually...
is the 16th Amendment.
Yes, its only purpose is to give Congress power.
That's the only purpose. Why? You mean to shake us down, right?
Yes, exactly. And the 16th Amendment is the amendment that allows income taxation.
Income tax. So you're telling me that the government taxes any work that I do, anything that I earn?
All of your labor.
All of my labor is taxed?
Yes. Well, the way it works is...
So my labor, like if I go out and I work, so I can't even provide labor. I have to shell up a penny for that too, huh?
Now, the way it works is once you become a citizen, their debts are your debts.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that you are, for there on out, an indentured servant.
Oh, but I'm not just an indentured servant to them. I'm an indentured servant to any creditors or debtors. I'm an indentured servant to.
Well, those are by choice.
It will technically not by. Well, I guess it would be by choice. I could choose to die sometimes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you could choose not to get that new car.
Oh, definitely
just walk
choose
there.
not to do that. Yeah,
But
that'd be it.
there's a difference between being an indentured servant and being under the 16th Amendment. You know what that is?
What's that?
And it's kind of the same difference that makes the difference between an indentured servant and a slave. Consent, my friend, consent.
Consent's the only thing that matters. I think that if
Yes.
you consent, but what about how do we protect the idiots from, accidentally signing a contract that they're...
You don't. They're idiots. You can't protect idiots from being idiots.
What if I'm an idiot? They're going to protect me from myself?
No.
They're not going to protect me from myself?
They'll show up 20 minutes later and write the report.
So I should hopefully have... like kin or friends that are gonna, try to at least help me if I'm that stupid, right?
Or LegalZoom to write a will.
Slap hands.
Speaking of LegalZoom, this video is not sponsored by LegalZoom.
We're sponsored by this shit, yo.
It's sponsored by this. Whatever this is, That's what it's sponsored by. To us, it's green. Same as our halos, our outlines.
And what little money the government didn't take from us.
You know, I got a good amount back from my taxes. I haven't received it yet.
I
got a good amount back.
don't know.
But it's still not as much as I put in.
Hell no.
But the bad thing is, there's people not putting in near as much as I am. And getting back more than I am.
Definitely.
Taxation is theft. It's
extortion.
It is extortion.
By definition,
Theft
it is
just
extortion.
catchy.
Theft is easy to say,
Yeah.
but really they're going to bust up your shop windows if you don't pay your dues, so watch out.
Yeah. And they keep us divided for that.
Yeah.
They keep us divided so that we keep bickering, we keep fighting, well, you're black, well, you're Mexican, well, you're white, you're white privileged.
You're from the hood, you're from the trailer park.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the tracks.
You're from Yakin.
Yeah. They pump out this stuff that keeps us divided so that we're not focused.
They made Jeff Gordon. Think about it.
We're not focused on...
It's true.
We're not focused on how much the 16th Amendment and all the other bills that have been passed since the 1850s have infringed on our rights.
Wait, the 1850s?
Well, the 1850s is actually when they started getting into the economy. Before that, they were just kind of messing with their lives and stuff because the Federalists were still here.
Yeah, trying to, strong national
but
pride.
they weren't getting into the economy until the 1850s.
Nationalists.
And then after that, it just became, we're socialists. America is socialist. If you don't like it, vote against socialism, all kinds of socialism. Like, building a socialized wall, building a socialized medical system, building a socialized military force that socializes the soldiers.
I don't know. Those MREs are pretty fucking terrible. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. And the medical shit was not the best. Guys, your recruiter's gonna fucking hate me. But to be honest,
my cousin's a recruiter.
If you want to see, I have a couple good friends that are recruiters.
Yeah.
If you want to see how well a government-run medical place is run, how well it's run, if you want to see that, go on down to your local VA or ask any veteran about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you want to see how well a medical facility is run that is fully funded by your tax dollar, go see the beautiful military hospitals all across the state.
Or just offer a vet a ride one day.
Yeah, just talk to them.
Just offer them a ride.
Just let them talk to you about it.
And while you're waiting up there for 3 hours for them to get out.
Or if you
don't even have to ask.
The bread lines, I'm going to tell you one thing, the bread lines are, the food is technically edible most of the time. And,
You got a lot of GMOs, mostly just the G's.
But I'm going to tell you one thing. That Buffalo MRE is banging. It's just, when you want something that's...
I bet.
The buffalo chicken, man. Just
get some saltines with them?
Boom. See, you don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't.
You know what you're talking about.
I know food.
That's exactly what it is. You get some tack bread, throw some buffalo chicken on that sucker, and chew it up. Yeah. That's a good way to live.
Yeah. Shout out to all our veterans being
Cheers.
discriminated on and everything.
Y'all just keep doing you. You got this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And ma'ams. And the ma'ams.
Oh, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Well,
this was 2 Cents of Nonsense. 10th episode, number 10.
Boom. Is it this way for them? And one of them.
10th episode.
Oh, H10.
H.
Oh, H10. It's fancy. Fancy spelling skills. Yeah.
So, the FAA and government seized up all our property. They seized up all our air.
Aerial property that was once ours under maritime law when we settled is now not ours.
And it
He's
wasn't.
like, he got mad as soon as I said that maritime law bullshit. He's like, this motherfucker.
Keep the laws of the sea to the sea, son.
Well, keep the laws of the air to the air then. I'm a land walker. I'm a measly pleb to walk the land with no aerial rights whatsoever that are purely mine. No, the government owns it more than I do. I can't make money in it, the government can. They have more a right to the air than I do.
2 cents of nonsense. Don't let the nonsense get the better of you.
That's right. Let's go have fun, man. Fuck it.